Hi, once again, my name is Nob. Well, this is another video about another nutcase going around shooting people for whatever reason. So this one is about the shooting that just happened in Texas that resulted in 9 kids being senselessly murdered and 2 adults. So let me start. His name is Salvador Ramos. So from his name and also from the picture, his picture, you can see. Well, this is a different type of shooter. This one is a mongoloid slash Hispanic, probably Mexican. I don't know. It looks like one of those. In Texas, you do have a lot of those Mexicans or people looking like Mexicans living over there. So this time it's not a young white boy going around shooting blacks. It's a Mexican one going around with the same type of gun that the white boy used, AR-15, going around killing and killing and killing. So let's analyze a little bit what's going on here. First, you had this dude in Brooklyn going around inside a train shooting anything he could find. He didn't care whether you were black, white, Hispanics, you know. In his mind, everybody was the same because the hate that he has is mainly for really white people, because I guess from his little job, he feels like he's not getting enough. He's still a slave. He's still being, I guess, exploited. So he felt like he was going around killing anybody he saw, because it's either, in his mind, it's either you're white or you're whitewashed. Either you're a white person or you think just like one of them, because in his mind, white supremacy get everybody to feel like, to want to be white. You know, from watching his YouTube videos, you know, he would explain how, you know, for example, he was talking about some black lady marrying to some white dude, and he was explaining the only reason she was able to marry as a black woman, to be able to marry to a white dude, you got to be thinking white. So he didn't care. He's killing whites and everybody thinking like whites. So that's what you had, you know, recently. But lucky for people inside a train, you know, black people, they don't have, like, for the most part, they don't really have big, heavy guns like AR-15 going around just to shoot people. And second, most black people don't know how to shoot, because I saw that in the military. When it was time to be trained, you'll see to learn how to shoot, you'll see all the, you know, all the other people, especially white dudes, will come. They'll be shooting real nice. But when it was our turns, you know, because when I was there, when it was our turns, wow, we had a hard time shooting. I guess guns is not really our thing, you know, especially when you see black gangster movies. Look how the black dudes hold a gun sideways trying to shoot people, and they doing this as if they're gonna make the bullets go further. So guns and black, I guess, don't click. Just like they say, white men can't jump. Well, black men can shoot. Well, black men can shoot balls, I guess, basketballs, but not guns. So after this black dude, then a little time after that, you had this little white boy, the 18-year-old in Buffalo. You know, because in his mind, he had that replacement theory in his mind. Oh, black people, we are too strong, we are too fertile. It looks like we're gonna take over. We're gonna take over the world. We're gonna, everywhere where white people live, we're gonna become so many because we're so fertile. Plus, we're stronger. We're gonna replace them. So he felt like he had to go somewhere where he felt, some town where he felt there was a lot of black people. And then that day, he had to go to some supermarket and say, well, that's where we're going to find a lot of black people, since black people like to shop, especially shopping for food. So he figured, let me go to a supermarket, you know. Although he knew, I'm sure he knew, if you want to catch a lot of black people, you want to kill a lot of black people, you gotta do like the other white supremacists do, like the KKK. Go to a church. Well, the best day to catch black people in the church, really the only day, Sundays. But he couldn't wait because the day when he did his thing, it was on a Sunday, on a Saturday. So he couldn't wait the next day to go to churches. And when they asked him, okay, why you picked that time to do your crazy monstrous act? He said, well, the best thing is the best day to do anything is always yesterday. You know, the second best day is today. So I guess he was in a hurry that day to do it. He couldn't wait Sunday to really go find black people in churches because that's where most black people are. So that was too long for him to wait. So that Saturday, he said, look, I'm going crazy. I'm going ham on any black replaces I find. And he went down and then killed at least like 10 of them. 10, it's funny, 10 middle age, at least 50 and up black replaces. You know, so I guess his thing, I don't know, he was killing the older ones. I guess whatever he found. I mean, if you're really trying to take away, do away with a people, you know, you got to go to the fertile ones, the young ones. But he found a bunch of older ones. I guess it's older people that likes to eat, I guess. And he found a bunch of them. I guess young people do not go supermarkets. Young black people don't go to supermarkets, I guess. I guess they just do Uber Eats. So he killed the wrong one, the older ones. That's done done having kids, a bunch of kids already. You know, it's the young one that's about to have new kids, young kids. So he killed the wrong black ones. So that was the second nutcase that went around shooting, killing. And then this one now is this Salvador Ramos guy, you know, in Texas. So he felt like, well, you know, this guy killed, or not even killed, murdered 10 people. So I'm really gonna show you white dudes how to do this. So he went and took another AR, just like the other 18-year-old white dude. So this 18-year-old Mexican guy, so he got another AR and a backpack filled with bullets. And then he went to say, well, to shoot as many kids. You know, why he picked kids? Well, there's gotta be a reason why he picked kids. When you really analyze his story, he had problems with kids. Supposedly, you know, maybe when he was in high school or middle school, he got taunted by other kids for looking broke, for looking like he was poor, that, you know, his family was broke, you know, so they would always make fun of his clothes, you know. So I guess he never liked that. So when he became 18, I guess he was able to afford a couple of guns and a lot of bullets, you know, because he used to work for Wendy's. You know, I guess he saved his little Wendy's money and then went and bought a couple of ARs and a bunch of bullets, because from the words of his friend that saw his two AR-15 that he posted on Instagram, you know, his friend that saw them, and his friend saw that day he had like 5 magazines of rounds of bullets. And when his friend asked him, you know, why do you have all these things? And he told his friend, well, you know, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know, don't worry about it. It's my stuff, whatever. So now this Ramos, little 18-year-old kid, you know, when you analyze him, supposedly he was a very nice, quiet guy. You know, he wouldn't do anything bad. You know, all he did is just he worked 5 days a week at Wendy's, and after this he'll be in front of his video games. in front of his video games, playing games with his friends, you know. So it doesn't look like the type of guy, the type of kid that would do this. But one thing people are not really analyzing, these kids that sit all day playing video games, they are learning things from these video games. Even when the other nutcase 18-year-old monster in Buffalo did his thing, did his crime, I have one of my son that saw the thing on, on YouTube. He described the whole scene like a video game scene. Like, wow, it looks like a video game I'm watching. So these kids, they are playing these video games. Then they go out there to practice those games on real people, because in their mind it's like, okay, it's like a big game. So these video games, they are turning these kids into monsters. They are turning these kids the whole life to these kids into a joke. Monsters, just get your guns, big guns. Let's go do let's go act just like the video games. So these video games are really desensitized these kids, make them feel like killing, shooting people is like a video game thing. So this society pushing games on kids, it's like they know what they're doing. It's almost like they creating monsters. Back then in my time, kids, we played a little bit of games, but we were mainly outside playing basketball, running around doing things. Now, kids, they don't even want to be outside. All day, all they want to do is play games. If they miss any games, their whole life, they feel like their whole life is crumbling. A week ago, my son, one of my sons, he's heavy into games, and he was playing some games, streaming on Twitch, and then he lost. His whole day was messed up. No matter what I told him, trying to explain to him, it was just a game. Don't worry about it, it's just a game. He was so mad. He's like, well, my teammates I was playing with, they were a bunch of retards. They caused me to lose. Dad, you don't understand. I don't feel good for the whole day. I don't feel good. And he's like 21 years old. I'm like, it's just a game. Don't worry about it. So, it's just a game. You sometimes you're gonna win, sometimes you're gonna lose. You sound like you just got dumped by your girlfriend or something. He said, I wish I was dumped by my girlfriend. That would have been better. I wish it was, my girlfriend that dumped me or who died. I'm like, damn, it looks like you just came from a funeral. It was just a game. So he's 21 years old. So I told him, listen, okay, let me cheer you up a little bit. So I took him to the casino. We played, and then I gave him $100, and he's 21, he's working. So I had to still give him something just to make him feel good. It was just a game. Don't worry about it. That's how deep these kids, take these games. So these games, they're not just any games. For some kids, that's their lives. If they lose a game, they're ready to blow up the whole world. So who knows? That Ramos kid, he probably was playing and he lost. Who knows? I was in his house. He lost, and then he got mad. Maybe his grandmother was trying to tell him, yo, Ramos, don't worry about it. It's just a game. I'm just guessing these things. Don't quote me like I know what was happening. I'm just guessing. Maybe he was playing game because that's all he did. That's all he be doing. He wakes up every day. Either he goes to Wendy's and work, and then from work, he just come home playing games. His whole face is attached to the screen playing games. So he probably lost a game. And his grandmother was probably telling me, yo, sonny boy, Ramos, Salvador, don't worry about it. It's just a game. Maybe tomorrow you'll win. Then he got mad. They told you that same day he went to shoot those kids. He got mad. He shot his grandmother first. This guy, who knows, what was he thinking? Like, maybe his grandmother said something against the game, saying, well, I'm going to destroy the games. Who knows? I wasn't there. Only the grandmother can tell the story. Something happened. Something triggered this kid, 18-year-old kid. And shot his grandmother first. and then driving, rushing to the place to go kill little kids. You know, people that can't even fight back just because maybe they taunted him, like they said. Little kids taunted him. Not even those little kids that taunted him. Other kids. So he didn't care. You know, I'm killing kids. Even in his TikTok post, they said he only had one post. His post was kids be scared, IRL. I don't speak that language, that IRL thing, LOL, and OMG, a bunch of things they use, those acronyms. So I don't know what is IRL. Kids be scared, IRL. That was the only TikTok post he put. Besides, in his Instagram, he posted the two AR weapons. So he had something in his head. So that day, after he murdered his grandmother for whatever reason, well, he didn't murder her. She's still fighting for her life. Because the crime happened yesterday, Tuesday, May 24th, which is 10 days after the other nutcase, the 18-year-old boy in Buffalo. It's almost like I don't know. It looks like it's something. It's almost like a movie. The person who wrote the movie said, "Well, today is gonna be you. Go kill 10 people. 10 days later, you take your gun, the same type of gun. Go kill double the amount. These, you kill only the older people, the older replacers, and you, Ramos, you just go kill the young ones, little kids. It's almost like these things is like somebody's agenda, just pushing these people to go do things. So he went on his way there. I guess he was rushing, whatever. He crashed his car on the way to the school. So I guess that's where he knows he's gonna catch a bunch of kids, just like the other white boy. He's like, look, I'm gonna catch a bunch of black people buying food to eat at the market. So he's like, yo, I'm gonna catch a bunch of little kids at the school before they leave. So he crashed his car. That didn't even stop him. Say, oh, let me call 911. Say, look, I had I had a car accident. Well, he already had guns in there and a backpack filled with rounds. So that didn't stop him. He didn't even think. First, he didn't even think that he just murdered his grandmother. That should say, oh, wow, what did I do? That didn't stop him. Then he crashed his car. Second act didn't even, stop him. He came out the car. Allegedly, law enforcement saw him first, and then somehow he evaded. Damn, I don't know how. Then he was still able to go some classrooms and kill people. Unfortunately, a teacher, I guess, happened to be there. So unfortunately, that was a bad day for that teacher. So that teacher died. He got shot too, but he didn't go for adults. He killed a couple of adults, but he really wanted to kill kids. An 18-year-old kid woke up one day and said, look, I want to go out there and kill as many little kids I can find, and then he did just that. So 5 days before he did his act, that's when his friends saw his guns and in his backpack and asked him that question. So this guy, he had something in mind. He had something in mind that he had a plan, So right now, I don't know, especially in America, it looks crazy right now. It looks crazy right now with what's going on. Now, you can't go to the market to buy food if you're black, because you don't know when another white supremacist guy gonna come with his big gun and say, look, I'm shooting you guys. So you can't even go buy food. Now you can even send your kids to school. You don't know when another Ramos nutcase 18-year-old with his big gun is gonna say, look, I'm gonna shoot your kids. Although your kids have nothing to do with anything at all. They just woke up, and a lot of time they're being forced to go to school. They don't even want to go to school. Now they're being forced to go to school because school, they see a bunch of garbage things. They learn a bunch of madness. Now they're gonna go to school thinking they're gonna have a good day. They can't wait to come back home to play some video games, and some nutcase gonna come with the guns and shoot them. So America is going crazy right now, you know. But now, after saying this story about this guy, I'm sure there's a bunch of other things about this guy. Two things I gotta say. You know, first you had the black guy with his gun. He didn't know how to shoot, but he was just shooting. I guess everybody's good. Maybe a couple of people got a couple of bullets somewhere, and then they're still good. Lucky, you know, because wow, that could have been any of us. I could have been inside that damn train. This nutcase came with his gun. Me minding my own business, probably sitting on the train on my phone, you know, going through some YouTube garbage, whatever, and all of a sudden I'm getting shot. This is crazy. And then you have the second nutcase, people trying to get food to eat because he just hate people so much. He hate black people so much. Let me get my gun. Let me go shoot. Now you can't even eat. Now you got this little clown. He said, let me go to the school. Then what's next? You know, what's next? You know, school, you getting shot. Your kids getting shot. Market, you can buy food to eat. The train, you can't go. You can't even go to work. You can't go do anything. You can't go anywhere. So what is the next place they're gonna? You know, what is the next place? So now you don't even know where to go. You know, you don't even know where to go. You know, next time you probably on the highway. This guy say, look, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop the highway and then start shooting people that's passing by. Every car that's passing by, let's shoot them. What's next? This is getting sicker and sicker and sicker every day. Crazy, but you know, people just, you know, maybe like people who are scared to take that vaccine. Maybe they put some LSD, some crazy drugs in those vaccines, so making people go crazy, because that's what the family of that nutcase, the 18-year-old in Buffalo, said. Well, I think it's COVID. They got into him. They got him thinking crazy. Maybe there's something going on right now. People turn into monsters. Well, not turning. They've been monsters. Well, right now they reacting. They showing their monster way of thinking. You know. So two things I gotta say. First, it looks like there's some type of MK Ultra thing involved. You know, for those who don't know what MK Ultra is, that's some science wizards from the CIA, some voodoo they use on some experiment they came out with, where they can control people and have them do whatever they want them to do. You know, so I'm not familiar with how they do it, whether they beat you up. They use plunger like years ago when this white cop just used plunger on the Haitian guy. I don't know what they do, you know, beat you up, make you do something, or they just, you know, because also they use LSD drugs also, you know, to give you, and then you become delusional, you know, then you can do whatever they want you to go do, and after you do it, then you totally forget about that you did it. When they're trying to tell you, well, you know, you did this, you know, and you're like, nah, it wasn't me. I wasn't, you know. So it looks like some MK Ultra thing going on. It's like the reason I'm saying this, every time it looks like these people have some type of agenda. When I say these people, I mean the government. You know, they have some type of agenda and they want to carry it out. Then conveniently, they find some nutcase to go do some crime that they can use to carry it out. For example, when they were trying to push the marching for, you know, black people marching with a bunch of white people saying Black Lives Matter. Conveniently, they found this black guy, George Floyd. Somehow, he went to some store trying to buy something. He had some fake little whatever money, and then the guy ended up calling the police, who happened to come just for using a little fake money, you know, who happened to come and use his knee on his neck the whole time while he was screaming, oh, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And then this guy, he's posing on his neck. He's probably like, fixing himself for pictures while his knee on that dude's neck. And then that was used, and somehow conveniently the government could use this. Okay, Black Lives Matter. That looks like a case of MK Ultra to me. Like these people, I don't know whether George Floyd was that a real George Floyd? Was that a real crime scene? Was that real, or like these people? They use them as zombies to go do something, and they say, oh, see now, we can do this thing. We can do a little Black Lives Matter thing. And then some company's gonna come out and say, look, okay, we're gonna give a 1 million toward this black group, black this, black that. And after this, now the main thing you see in politics right now, in America politics, you see the Democrats, they're obsessed with the idea of well, gun lobby. We need to come with, fix the law so people don't have guns. So it's like they're obsessed with something in them. Say, look, we got to get rid of the Second Amendment. What is the Second Amendment? Well, you got to have a good militia of people, a good body of militia in case the government wanted to do some wicked things to people, so people can go get their guns. You can go outside and say, look, we're not going to take this. We got our guns. We're not wearing masks no more. And although that didn't happen when they told everybody, you better wear your mask. Everybody wearing that mask. So you better do this. So, So the Second Amendment is supposed to, ensure that in case the government, a bunch of nutcases, starting to think funny, weird, they wanted to carry out some crazy thing people are not down with. So that law, that amendment, Second Amendment, would allow people to say, look, we're gonna have our guns. So that law says, the right to bear arms shouldn't be infringed. You cannot infringe people's rights to bear arms. You cannot violate, in other words, infringe the right to bear arms. You cannot violate people's right to have guns in case you nutcases, you knuckleheads in the military, not the military, in the government, want to come out with laws that don't make sense. And then, so we're going to have our guns. You better stop it, and we're not going to do it. That's what that law is about. But somehow you have the Democrats, somehow they woke up from the wrong side of the bed. They say, look, we don't need guns. People don't need guns. We have the military for that. We have the police for that. So you don't need guns. So right now they have Joe Biden using all these things. The minute they happen, he fly to wherever he got to fly. Well, oh no, when we going to stop? When you have, when these senators going to pass the law of getting rid of whatever, something modified, second amendment, we cannot take it anymore. We have to take actions, and after him, then you got Obama, the House Negro, coming out of nowhere. Yeah, you're right. Joe, you're right. These guns, they gotta go. People are dying. We gotta start doing something. And then you had this pimp, Bill Clinton, came out of nowhere. Oh, yeah, you guys are right. That gun thing, we need to stop it. We need to stop it. And then to make things worse, they got this guy that has nothing to do with politics. He's just coaching Negroes playing basketball. That coach, Steve Kerr, coach for the Golden State Warrior, that looks like they're about to win the championship this year. This guy, they got to quote this guy that's talking about, yeah. Good church goers are dying. Good people are dying, old people and little kids are dying, Let's get rid of this gun lobby thing. We need to stop. We need to make it harder for people to get guns, because people are using guns. And then all these Democrats, they all blaming the Republicans. They say, you see these Republicans, they holding us hostages. They're using this as their power to make sure, out there's like a mayhem, like people can get their guns and then they do their things. In the meantime, the Republicans say, no, that's not what we're doing. The Republicans talking just like Donald Trump. No. People, you got to make sure your Second Amendment is left intact. Nobody touch it, because if you let them do away with the Second Amendment, you people are going to be slaves. You people, you know, they're going to come in and enslave you. So when you see something happening that the government is doing, take your gun, go do things. That's what happened with the Capitol riot that happened. See, all these people, they were listening to him. They were listening to him. And then they all say, well, let us take our guns. And it's funny. It's always white people quick to go take their guns and go do things. And that Capitol, that Capitol attack that just happened recently, I don't think there was any black person among these people that was going, you know, because they like, oh wow, the government, you know, Trump's supposed to win. Now they give it to some old man that's about to die. You know, some old Joe guy that looks like he's with some black woman, you know, although she's not really black, she's really Indian. From you know, she's trying to act like she's black. She's not black, but in their mind, like, no, it looks like this white dude, this old white man who looks like he's about to die, he team up with some black woman. So now, since he looks like he's about to die, if he died, she's the next in line to be president. Before you know it, our country gonna have a black woman president. You know, if that's the plan, I don't even know if that's the plan, but that dude does look like he's getting ready to die. You know, I don't know if he's gonna be able to do his whole 4 years. I know, but he's still alive. But he looks like a walking zombie. You know, so I guess Donald Trump, who already looked probably just as old as him, but since he's big, he's fat, he didn't look like he was about to die. But this old Joe guy, he looks like, you know, any day you can hear like this guy is dead. And then the president gonna be I guess a woman that's pushing herself as a black woman when she's really Indian. So this is weird. So that was Donald Trump, you know, the so-called Republicans, him and, you know, so they're like, yo, people, keep your Second Amendment intact. Make sure they don't violate, you know, they don't remove it. You have your guns, keep your guns, because just in case the government do something. But these people that have their guns, they're not doing anything to the government. Look at all those crazy, you know, MFs, crazy white people that went to the Capitol and did that thing. You know, and then they all got arrested. They probably still arresting them, you know. And who helped them? Did Donald Trump and the Republicans help them while they incited them to do the, you know, all these crimes? It's the same thing happened to the white boy, you know, that dude in Buffalo. He's hearing voices, hearing these white supremacy theories in his head, saying, "Yo, go do this thing." Once he get caught in it, now he gets caught with his pens down. Now he got to go to jail. But eventually, here's my theory on this. When these racist white dudes, they go do their things, you're going to see, you know, the media, the news, like the fake news, like Donald Trump quick to say, you know, going to talk about them, say, oh, yeah, he pled guilty. We're going to give him 10 million years in jail. Then after this, you don't ever hear anything about him. They probably just, you know, one night they're going to go and say, oh, yo, you out. You know, get your clothes. You out. We're here to bail you out. Nobody got to know because you're not on the news anymore. We're just going to give you a new identity. We're going to give you a couple of bucks. Go live there because you did your job. You know, that's my theory with what just happened with this nutcase in Mexico. Now, I don't know what's next, who's next, where's next. We're just waiting to see, you know, the next zombie that's just going to have another thing in his head. You know, maybe he was eating some French fries and didn't have enough ketchup. Say, look, I'm mad. I'm going to take my guns and start shooting, you know. But they're only shooting people. Lucky they're not shooting animals. You know, animals got nothing to do with this. None of them woke up yet. Oh, well, I bet you if it was a bunch of dogs, they had shot. So far, the black dude, he shot a couple of people. You know, it wasn't like he picked a specific race. You know, he was killing everybody, but he didn't kill nobody. He was shooting. You know, and then the second one, that little white boy, 18-year-old in Buffalo, he picked a bunch of black people. So okay, they say, well, this is outrageous. This is very outrageous. This is bad, but nothing's being done. You know, most likely he's probably gonna go home. And then now this nutcase in Mexico. He went and killed a bunch of Mexican kids. You know, so far, no white people getting shot yet, and no dogs getting shot. The day one of these people wake up and kill a bunch of white people or a bunch of dogs, because dogs are. They say dogs are a man's best friend. Men's best friend. Not really men. White men's best friend because look at me. I'm black. I don't care for dogs like this. So really, white people love dogs. So let's say one day one dude wake up and say, look, I'm gonna go to this neighborhood. There's a bunch of dogs. I'm gonna shoot at least 20 of them. I bet you that'll be the day of Armageddon. That'll be a major war. It'll be on the news like, oh wow, why he kill a bunch of dogs? And people say, well, what about when he kill a bunch of black people? Well, don't worry about that. But why he kill a bunch of dogs? And people are gonna say again, what about the black people? What about all these Mexican kids that just got shot? Well, don't worry about them. Why he kill a bunch of dogs? Well, that's what I'm gonna say with this video. All right, that's it. That was my little intake on this thing, my little opinion. I'm not coming here bringing books and proving anything. I'm just saying I read the story and I got my little 2 cents on it. What I'm thinking, the MK Ultra thing is probably out there, But I definitely see the agenda of the gun lobby thing that they're pushing. So it looks like America, you're about to get disarmed. All your guns, you gotta surrender your guns. And then if your guns were supposed to make sure if you were getting slapped by the government and for you to fight, so that means once you surrender your guns, there's going to be a lot of slapping. A lot of people getting slapped around for anything. A lot of crazy laws, a lot of crazy things. That's my little theory. That's my little 2 cents. I'm not saying that's what's really going to happen, but it looks like, that's like you got, if the Bloods, which is a gang, then they go to a Crip neighborhood, then they start telling the Crips, the other people, yo, give me your guns. I think the Crips going to be thinking like, wow, these MFs coming here asking me to surrender my guns. They must have something in their mind. Something must be coming for us. So I'm sure the Crips going to be like, nigga, please, I'm not giving you my guns. And before you know it, I surrender all my guns. And the next time you come, all type of crazy things you're doing to me, all type of crazy experiments. All right, with this, I'm going to say shalom.